this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah! Light the fires, Valhalla! Good morning, Valhalla! Greetings, one and all, and welcome back to Mornings of Mischief, Thirsty Thursday. I'm your host, Tone Loki. Good morning, everybody. What is going on out there? The week is almost over. Yeah, I'm going to go see Deadpool later tonight. Keep your eyes out for that out-of-theater review. We're not going to get into any spoilers. We're not going to do any of that crazy stuff, but I will be doing an out-of-theater review as we come out of the theater. We're going to go see it in XD. Not that like 4D shit, but the XD, so it'll be the big IMAX version. I'm hoping I have a lot of fun. I really am. I want to go and I want to see a movie and I want to have a lot of fun. I really do. What is up, Brian? Speaker for the Dead. Guys, if you haven't seen Brian's channel, go and check it out. He breaks it down. He may be changing his name soon to Life of Brian. I'd be totally cool with that if he does. Whatever's good for you, brother. Thank you so very much for being here. Pacific 414. What is up? Good morning, my friend. Good morning. How are you doing? Did I type, hey, Walter? Hey, 414. Kronos, what are you doing, man? Good morning. Good morning, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, Kronos. Soul Assassin. Man, some people got some really cool names around here. Soul Assassin. Zed Hero. I don't know if Zed Hero's out there today. Shawnee Step, brother, if you're listening, thank you. I'm gonna do a walkthrough next Monday of What's in the Box with Zero. So if you're out there listening, thank you, my friend, so very much. He sent Mexican Iron Man a package, and he sent me a package, and thank you, brother, so very much. That was very kind and very thoughtful of you. Really appreciate that. After all the shit I went through during the hurricane, that was a very nice surprise. Thank you, my friend, very much. It's a human head. Trying to say hey to peeps. Yes, it's a human head. At least I hope so. Hope I'm, not something, not human. God help me. Too soon? Too soon. Maybe. I don't know. Always look on the bright side. Always look on the bright side of life. Do, 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 do. Good morning, Shelly. What is going on, brother? Doing good, brother. Hope your day is starting off well. It is. It is. I've got my coffee. My coffee. What's Loki drinking this morning? Loki is drinking a vanilla cappuccino with Kahlua. A little Kahlua. So I'd say that started my day off right. Still looking for that Valhalla blend. So to wake your morning up right. But this is good. This is pretty damn good. I really like this. It's got a good taste to it. Greetings, program to Daryl the Derelict. What's up, guys? If you haven't checked out the Backtube, check out the Backtube. Hop over there and check them out. Really good channel. They have a lot of fun over there with Daryl and Justice Davalina. Sometimes they have Mark Dampling Tired on. Often they have the mother of kittens, the hooter of owls, the breaker of forks, the lady, Arwen Avalon. She's out there. If she's still sleeping in. Good morning, Arwen. Hope you are doing well. Man, good to see you guys. Good to see you guys. Well, you did say Life of Brian. I did. Loki is drinking Valhalla brand Go Juice. We're working on it. We are working on it. We're working on it. So we're working on that perfect coffee blend. I don't want to come out with a whole bunch of different flavors. I just want something that tastes real good. That I think it's really good. Hopefully you guys will think it's really good, and it'll be a nice little way to kickstart your day in the morning with a little cup of Valhalla. We might even call it that, Valhalla Go Juice. Gun Bunny, who's been a member for 31 months. What is up, Gun Bunny? Beetlejuice 2 and Blazing Saddles in September. I want to see Beetlejuice. I really do. I want to see Beetlejuice. Getting to go see Deadpool. The deal I made to go see Deadpool, I think is absolutely worth it. I'm still not paying money to Disney. So let somebody else pay money to Disney. I'm not doing it. But thank you so very much, Gun Bunny, for your member chat. You guys absolutely rock. Why can't I done Speaker's channel? Grr. I don't know. Why can't you? I don't know. Do I need to do it? Watch the crazy people on the Backtube. Yes, absolutely. Go watch the crazy people on the Backtube do crazy stuff. Beetlejuice looks good. It does. Valhalla Vitality Coffee. Oh yeah, that's not a bad name. Not a bad name for a cup of coffee. For a cup of. I mean, I don't want to say cup of Joe. Nobody wants a cup of Joe. Unless I'm not calling it Joe anymore. We're not doing that. So let's get on with it. Let's get it going. So much is going on in the triple gaming industry. They are firing and firing and firing. You thought last year was bad. Last year there was thousands of employees fired out of the gaming industry. They were playing musical chairs. This year, it's 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Tens of thousands have lost their jobs. Why? Well, go back to 2020. 2020 was a huge year for gaming. Why was 2020 a huge year for gaming? Because everybody was stuck on their couch. Everybody was stuck at home. And the gaming industry blew up. A whole bunch of stuff happened. And they ended up hiring a whole bunch of people and bringing in extra help so they could get more out. All that seems to be backfiring, doesn't it? It all seems to be blowing up in their faces. Why? One of the reasons why is they can't make good shit. How do I know that? I know that because I'm importing games from Japan now, and I'm not picking them up here. Why would you import a game from Japan? Because I'm not gonna wait for the localization and the westernization of games here. I will listen to the voiceovers in Japanese and read the damn thing in English. I will go that far. And I don't mind. It might seem a little odd at first, but soon you're just like, you get so used to it that it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, but why would you do it? Because these companies, the companies here, they want to insert their own bullshit. They don't want you to know the original story. They don't want you to know these original characters. They don't care. And it's not just us. Capcom is huge. Capcom is one of the biggest game makers around. And what is happening? They're hiring Western devs and they're bringing in people that don't know shit about gaming, and they're gonna get their ass handed to them. Some of these companies can't survive. Where did this start, Loki? How did this happen? California. Bare ideals, bare bullshit is all coming back on you because they want to change everything. They want everything to be their way. They believe they're the thought police and that they have to insert all their bullshit into your games, your entertainment. Japanese are some of the only people making good entertainment. Right there, out of the mouths of Brian. I gave up on paying for games unless it's anime. This is how far I go. And I showed this off yesterday. Let me get all this in order because it's all out of order. Super Robot Wars OG. Super Robot Wars V. Super Robot Wars X. Super Robot Wars T. The best of both worlds. Video games and anime all lumped into one. And they're all imported from Japan. Why? Because they won't come out with them here. They just won't. Do you know how many games you can import that don't have any of this bullshit in it straight from Japan that they don't want you to play? That they don't want you to play. Why are the Dead or Alive beach volleyball games only in Japan? You've got multiple releases on PlayStation in Japan. And speaking of PlayStation, do you know where they rank in Japan? I want to bring something big up. I bet y'all didn't know this. PlayStation in Japan ranks as 300 in the companies in Japan. Do you know what ranks in the top 10? Can anybody tell me? It's a gaming company. Can anybody tell me what gaming company ranks in the top 10? I believe it's in the top 5 too. How many of y'all know this? What gaming company in Japan ranks among the top 5 businesses? Thank you so very much, D Nice Gamer. Soul Assassin got it too. D Nice Gamer, Soul Assassin, Shellback, TJC, Punk Waddle, Mark the Infinitely Tired. You are all correct. Nintendo. Do you know why Nintendo ranks in the top 5 companies in Japan? They don't fire anybody. What? What are you talking about, Loki? What do you mean they don't fire anybody? They haven't laid off anybody. They haven't done any mass layoffs. Do you know why they haven't done any mass layoffs? In fact, they did the opposite. Do you know what Nintendo did? Nintendo gave everybody a raise, a 10% raise. Why? Because cost of living's up. Oh, wow. Isn't that something? Nintendo gave a 10% raise to everyone across the board because cost of living's increased. That's amazing. They're not firing anybody. Sony laying people off. EA laying people off. Ubisoft laying people off. In fact, I think they just laid off 1,000 people. All the gaming companies are laying people off. Xbox laying people off. Capcom laying people off. Everybody's laying people off. Nintendo is giving them raises. Why? Because they don't put this bullshit in their games. Because they care about quality. You know the craziest thing I've heard recently? And this is out of a idiot that works in gaming journalism. Journalism. It is journalism, ladies and gentlemen. That the gaming industry is like gambling. Whatever do you mean it's like gambling? It's like gambling. You gamble your product out there. You throw all this shit against the wall and then you gamble that it'll sell. Nintendo doesn't do that. But Loki, weren't you just holding up PlayStation, yada, yada, yada? There's 2 ways you can get those games. 2 ways and 2 ways only. As an American. Because yes, I know you can order a couple of those on Steam, but you have to be in Singapore or you have to be in certain areas of the world. You can't order them in the US on Steam. I wish I could. I know some people are going to be like, oh, just, use a VPN and put in a fake address and yada, yada, yada. If you get caught, you lose all your games. Anyway, so legally, there's only 2 ways. Switch, PS4. That's it. I've got a PS5 sitting over there. I can play it on my TV. If I want to go mobile, I've got my Steam Deck. But next generation Nintendo, I'm all in. I'm tired of this. I'm not buying another Xbox. You know what Xbox is going to do? Xbox is going to go all streaming. Huh? Yeah. No more hardware. You'll get a box, but it's going to be like a key box that keys you into the network and then just links your controller. It's going to be like a stick, like a Fire Stick. But it'll be a box because they want to sell you that box for like $300, $400 and say this is the only way you can play Xbox stuff now. And everything's going to be streamed in digital. You're not going to have anything. You're not going to have discs. You're not going to have any of that stuff. There will be no physical media for Xbox. Ain't that a bitch? Keely Chow has been a member for 21 months. What's up? Nintendo knows what fun is, unlike WBD. If WBD knows what fun is, they would not have killed the hub. Rest in peace. Discovery Family sucks. And Discovery Family. Thank you so very much, brother, for your 21 months of membership. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Thank you. Xbox wants to go discless. It won't end well for them. They are dickless. Oh, I'm sorry, discless. They've forgotten what it means to be a console. Nintendo hasn't. They've got a handheld console that's kicking ass, taking names, and selling more than anybody else. PlayStation remembers what it means to be a console. But they don't remember what it is to come out with good games. They don't. In fact, they hold games back. They're like, well, we can't really, it'd be very difficult to DEI that in the States, so just don't come out with it. Yes. It will be very difficult to DEI that in the States, so just don't release it. Don't let it come out. I miss the old console wars. So do I. So do I. Nintendo needs to up their servers if that is the case. I hope they do. There's supposed to be big changes coming with the Switch too. So I hope they get their act together. I hope they see what the others are doing and go, nope, we're not gonna change. I really hope they don't. Right here, Lord Thandar. Xbox can take games away even after you paid for them. That's right. You don't own anything. That was a big Ubisoft thing. You don't own our games. You own access, but you don't own the game. You paid for a license to access the game. That's it. That's it. You don't own the game. Physical copies don't matter anymore. So if everybody's going to do that, if everybody's going to go down that line, why would you keep coming out with games? Because Nintendo knows what's up. And Nintendo knows that you want your physical copies, and they can pay for it. That's a thing. They can pay for it. Why can't Sony? Sony's not doing well. Xbox isn't doing well. None of these companies are doing well. Why is Nintendo doing well? Because they're not inserting all this bullshit in their games. They're not dealing with it. They just come out with it. And it's quality. That's the thing. That is the thing. It's quality. Why did I buy those 4 games? Why did I import them from Japan? Because they spent time making quality games that I enjoy. And those quality games are fun to play. I enjoy playing them. At the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? That's all that should matter. That's not all that matters anymore to them. Why? Because you got Hollywood injecting their own executives into the gaming industry. And if anybody's like, oh, that's some conspiracy stuff, Loki. No, it's not. No, it's not. Every single big company right now has Hollywood executives on it. Every single one has Hollywood executives working for it. Why? Because it gives them access to movie stars. And they believe movie stars sell games. Oh, if we put Carl Urban in it, it'll do great, even if Carl Urban's not in the game. We'll have Carl Urban sell it. That's some disingenuous, dishonest bullshit. Plain and simple. Well, how did we get here, Loki? Look at Elder Scrolls. Oh, we got Patrick Stewart. Oh, we got Ned Stark. Oh, we got this person. It's always something. It's always something. Oh, we'll get this person to sell it. You know why Metal Gear Solid 5 tanked? Why did Metal Gear Solid 5 tank? Number 1, it went way over budget. Number 2, they never finished the game. Number 3, they got Kiefer Sutherland instead of David Hayter to play Snake. Why? Why? As much as I love Hideo and his ideas and what he's done for gaming, he hated working with David Hayter. Not because David Hayter was difficult to work with. Not because David Hayter was a diva. Because David Hayter wasn't Kurt Russell. And that's who he wanted. He wanted someone like Kurt Russell. It's that simple. He wanted a big star, and he got him. And it was one of the most disappointing Metal Gear games of all time. 5 sucked. It was a exercise in insanity. These executives also play musical chairs, moving job to job, promising to bring the star and access and that DEI crap. That's exactly what they do. I want to tell you something. A lot of the firings from last year, they just got picked up by another company. A lot of that's not happening this year. They're just getting let go. And nobody's hiring because they got too many people. Why? Because they threw all their eggs in one basket. Sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? Sure sounds like Paramount. Paramount did something similar, didn't they? They threw all their eggs in one basket and said, we're going to be a big streaming site. No, you blew billions of dollars on a boondoggle. Congratulations. That's exactly what's happening in the game industry. And the AAA crash is coming. It's not going to be like the 80s, guys. The 80s was a chaotic mess. Everything got flushed and went swirly. The 84 gaming crash was like insanity. This is going to be different because we've got indies. We've got a whole bunch of indie companies coming up that want to make money. That is their main focus. Now you've got some indies that are like, oh, we're going to come out with this, and that. But you've got a lot of people that have a lot of heart that want a good product. Punkwalla says, Pops, that seems to be one of the worst parts of the industry. Not just this one. Those in charge stay in charge, and the industry suffers. Now, Loki, are you saying that a company like EA is going to go down? No. We're always going to have an EA in one form or another. But a lot of the smaller companies that make up EA, they're going to go bye-bye. It's that simple. CC, what's up, dude? Have you been hitting the slopes? Have you been doing your deal, or is it too far into summer to do any of that shit? It's so early. Good morning, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. It's good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are rested. Thing is, after years of gamers being called all the names in the books, gamers will still be willing to buy good games. That's right. It's funny how that works, isn't it? It's funny when you're like, hey, we've got this badass product coming out. Let me try it. Just don't shove a whole bunch of bull crap in it, and we'll play it, and we'll buy it, and we'll support it. But you know what's funny? Is when these shrieking shrees, the re crowd, throws a fit that we're like, we don't want anything to do with that. Look at Ubi. Look at what's going on with Ubi. Look at what's happening with Ubisoft right now. Look at their bullshit. They're going to come out with a Star Wars game here in what? Another month? We've got another month. It'll be the end of next month. That looks like it's got PS3 graphics. They're like, it's gone gold, baby. It's gone gold. We spent hundreds of millions of dollars on this game, and it's done. It's gold, baby. They just announced that the other day, that it's gone gold. It looks like it's got PS3 graphics. The enemies around, when you're shooting grenades and doing all this crap, and the enemies around you are just like, I don't see nothing. Your buddy just got blown halfway across the screen. And you're just like, how incompetent is that? Who did you have code that? What are you doing? Who designed this? It looks like crap. It looks like something from 15 years ago. Why are you saying this is finished? Sagadorf 9 with $2 super chat. Just don't pooch Horizon Zero Dawn 3. Personally, I think they pooched 2. But that's just me. That's how I feel about it. I was disappointed with 2. I thought 1 was a fun game. I didn't like 2. I thought Alloy was cute as a button. And then they gave her manjaw. BS. Thank you so much, Psycho 9, for your $2 super chat. This one's just for you, brother. Sko!
Spartans! What is your profession?
CC Karaoke said full summer trip mode. They used to do summer skiing, but the glacier melt ended that. I imagine that. Oh. Stop charging $70 for a normal release, even with day one promos. Okay, so I'm going to throw out, give me just a second. I'm going to put out a throw. We're going to put out a poll. Let's see. Much for a game. I want your guys' answer for this. Yes or no? $70, $70 too much for a game? Right there. Polls up. $70 too much for a game? Yes or no? Let me know. You guys tell me. $70 too much for a game? I used to think $60 was kind of crazy. I remember paying $50, and this was, God, 35 years ago. Was it 35 years ago now? 35 years ago, maybe a little in, maybe like between that, maybe 33. I don't remember. It was around there for Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 2. was Final Fantasy 2 in the US at the time. And I spent my own money because my dad was sure as shit wasn't going to buy it for me, for $50. I spent my own money and I got it. I had to go to Toys R Us because nobody else had it. Nobody else carried it. That was over 30 years ago. $50. And he said I was crazy. He was like, damn, SNES cost, $129.99. That's almost half. He said I was nuts for buying that, for paying for it. But I said, this is one of the best games I've ever played. Final Fantasy 2 is one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm tired of renting it. I said, Dad, I've rented it like 9 times. I probably paid for the game already. I want to play it. And you still want to play it again? I said, I want to play it multiple times. And you know what? That's one of my yearly playthroughs. Is Final Fantasy 4. What do you mean yearly playthrough, Loki? I go back and play that game almost every single year. I played it in different aspects. I played the Super Nintendo version, the PlayStation version, the PSP version, the PC version, the Pixel version, every damn version, Game Boy Advance version I can think of. I love that game. I think my favorite version of the game is the PSP version. I think that's my favorite because it's still pixel, but it looks really, really good. And all the extra stuff's unlocked. So I really love the PSP version. The Pixel version is okay. But I love the PSP version. It's got the extra stuff from the Game Boy Advance. It looks better. It sounds better. The music's OG and straight on. Game Boy Advance music's more MIDI. But I really love the PSP version. But I played them all multiple times. Yeah, I played through it almost every single year. The last time I played through it was on my Steam Deck. And it was the PSP version.
What do you mean, the PSP version on your Steam Deck? How does that work?
Shh. Don't ask too many questions. Yes, I played it on my Steam Deck. But I had a lot of fun, too. So, PSP version is my favorite, too. I love those games. I absolutely love those games. I think the hardest one for me to replay is 9. And I really love Vivi, man. Vivi's like one of my favorite characters of all time. It's still hard to get into 9. 8, I can play. I'll probably play that again at some point this year. But 9, oh. I miss EB games. Man, I loved EB games. I loved EB games. Electronics Boutique. So another I bought my own story. Recently, we were talking about this yesterday on Bat Game Place with Culture and Jonas and all those wonderful guys, Spencer, all those wonderful guys over there. Alyssa Mercante talking about how she had to buy her first 360 and how boo-hoo and her parents wouldn't buy it for her. And it was because of all these gender bullshit. My dad wouldn't buy me a PlayStation. He wouldn't. And he refused to let me spend my savings to buy a PlayStation. So I convinced my mom to pull the money out of my savings account and let me buy a PlayStation. And I remember I got 2 games. I got Street Fighter Alpha and I got Resident Evil. Those were the 2 games I bought with my PlayStation. I didn't get a memory card though, so it'd be a while before I could actually save a game because I didn't understand how that worked at the time. I was used to console stuff. I was used to cartridges, just being able to save my game. I didn't get it. And it would be a while. I think it was like 5 or 6 months before I could convince my dad to get me a memory card. And I had to pay for it. because he didn't want me touching my savings account. So I got one, I got it home, and I played it. I never bitched or moaned that they wouldn't buy it for me. I never complained that they wouldn't buy it. I said, let me use my own money. I've worked hard for that money. I had summer jobs for that money. He just didn't want me to spend it on that. He wanted me to keep it from when I moved out. I wanted a damn PlayStation. I would have bought one when I moved out, if that's the way it would have been. If it would have been, you wait till you're 18. But I convinced my mom. I was like, look, when do I buy shit? When do I touch that? When do I touch that money? The last time I had touched that money, I was like 12, and it was when I bought Final Fantasy IV. After that, he got me some Super Nintendo games. He did, because he didn't want me spending my own money on it. But he just didn't want me spending that much money. He waited till they were like $20, till they were cheap, and then he'd buy it. And I appreciated all that. I appreciated all that as a kid. I never bitched and moaned and complained. If I had the money to do it, though, I wanted to do it. Do you remember demo discs? Yeah, PlayStation magazines. I had a bunch. I had a stack of those because for a while, that's the only way I could get games. That's the only way I could get games with those demo discs. Ironcaster says, my dad bought a PS1 that he shared with me, but he had games I couldn't take with me to my mom's. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There were some badass PlayStation games that, yeah. EB Games and KB Toys. I miss the brick and mortar of the malls of yesteryear. So do I. So do I, dude. I miss going to the mall. I miss shopping around. There are a couple of places, but man, there was a really cool store in Willowbrook that I went to. That was a statue store. They had statues and statues and more statues. But it was a video game store, and they had some pretty cool stuff. They got kicked out for a Dickies. I am not shitting you. They got kicked out, and it became a Dickies. And I'm like, this is where we got the alien head. This is where we got Bob, which is in the other room. They had a whole wall that was the alien queen from Aliens. And she was pulling the doors open and sticking your head out the door. You know? They threw that in the garbage. They threw it in the trash. They wanted $1,000 for that thing. And they threw it in the trash. I couldn't believe it that they threw that in the dumpster. How do you know they threw it in the dumpster, Loki? Because one of the guys that worked in that store ended up working for another store down the way that was a game store. And I saw him. I was like, dude, you used to work the one. And he goes, I was like, what happened to that? And we sat there and talked about it. I was like, what happened to the big alien queen, that had the head out? And he's like, we threw it in the trash. And I was like, I can't believe that. I cannot believe that. The arcade, K. Roberts, the arcade was the best drop-off pickup point for films. Man, you don't see arcades. You don't. It's really hard to find a good arcade now. And they used to be kind of everywhere. In every mall, in every theater, all that. And now you're just like, you go into what they call an arcade now, and it's nothing but like grab games and stupid shit. And you're like, this isn't an arcade. What the hell is this? Yeah, the dumpster diver employees were super happy. Oh yeah. I could not believe that. We had to throw it away. Damn. Why would you throw something like that away? Why? That's killer. Eris wanted it so bad. Eris was so pissed when she found out that they closed that store and that they threw that away. Holy crap, was she pissed. I remember some kids would dumpster dive and find stuff GameStop threw out. Oh yeah, magazines, all kinds of stuff. They throw out magazines and games and all that. They just dump it. And they'd get told to break all the discs, and they'd just throw them out in the cases. I know a buddy, he made like a couple grand doing that. He'd go out into the dumpster and pull all the shit they threw away, old games and boxes, magazines, all kinds of shit, and resell that. Good chunk of change. Sko and tuck and roll from the Snow Dub. What's up, brother? Guys, if you haven't checked out Snacks and Friends, if you haven't checked out Punk Waddle, if you haven't checked out Snow Dub, check them out, guys. Kicking ass, taking names. Snacks was on the other day with Punk Waddle and Ironcaster. They were having a kick-ass stream. A lot of fun. Snow Dub and the Cotton Connection. Kicking ass, taking names, holding puppets. Absolutely wonderful channels. Check them out. Make sure you've checked them out. Papa Cotton, what's up, Papa? CC. I just want to have fun, man. Who doesn't want to have fun? We're gonna look at the poll. We're gonna look at the poll. Let's see. We've got 25 votes on the poll, and we're at 84% yes, 16% no. So 16% say $72 is not too much to ask for a game. 16%. 84% say yes, it's too much to ask. My brother worked at a tobacco shop next door to a GameStop and would bring me walkthrough guides. Oh yeah, that they just throw out. They just throw them out because they didn't sell them. The leader of all waddles, the Punk Waddle. Thank you very much, Mark. Thank you, brother. Thank you for throwing out the links. Skull and tuck and roll. The people who work at the GameStop still seem like decent people. Just the corporate side is a bit top heavy. That's right. That's right. There's a guy. So there's a GameStop next to the theater in Spring that we go to. It's just down the street from it. And the guy's pretty cool. He knows us. We'll pop in and just look around for a minute. Usually we don't buy much, but we'll just, pop in and look around. Sometimes they've got some cool figures. That's mainly what I go into those stores for. If I get a game, I usually order it from somewhere. I don't pick it up at GameStop. I won't pre-order at GameStop. I won't do any of that at GameStop. So every once in a while, I'll be looking through their stuff and I might see something that I'm like, ooh, hello, nurse. But very rarely do I find any games and buy any games from GameStop. So I remember having to call GameStop to get the giant game posters they had in front of the store. Star Wars The Old Republic, Black Ops 2. So there was another GameStop that I used to go to. And I don't go there anymore. The reason why is they had Final Fantasy promotional stuff. And I asked the guy, I was like, look, what are you going to do when you get rid of that? And he goes, oh, we'll just throw it out. And I was like, do you have, anybody that you sell stuff like that to? And he was like, yeah. And I said, how much for the Final Fantasy stuff? And he pulls out this book. And he's looking through his book. He goes, no one's claimed it yet. So like $5 a piece. And I literally put my name and my number down in the book. And he was like, I'll call you as soon as it's available. I was like, okay, cool. Because I really wanted it for the room. I mean, this was some really cool Final Fantasy stuff. Never called. I went up there, all that shit was gone. I was like, dude. He goes, well, there's a guy who's been with us for a lot longer. And I'm like, I've been coming in here for like a year. And you're going to do me like that? I come in here, and I buy statues, and I spend my money in here, and you're going to do me like that? So I just didn't go back. It was a bigger store than the one over by where we used to live. So I like that one more. But after getting treated like that, nope. He probably slipped the guy more money is what he did. He probably was like, oh, I'll give you double whatever, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's probably pocketing it. and acting like he's just throwing it out. So, whatever. We're gonna end the poll. Thank you guys for voting. We got 31 votes at 84% yes, 16% no. We'll end the poll there. Thank you guys for voting. 83 to 16% at 31 votes. Not bad at all. I don't know. I'm a loyalty kind of customer. I come into your store, I buy your stuff. It's Walmart and whatever, they don't mean dick. But if you're like a small shop, you getting repeat customers keeps you alive. Repeat customers is what keeps you alive. So you should be, at least say thank you. What's the least? I'm offering you money to come in and buy your stuff. Hey, when it goes on sale, here's my number. Thank you for me, put me in your book for the Final Fantasy stuff. Then he never calls me. So I'm done. I think people are getting that way with games now. I really do. 10-1, that one guy was leaving and was going for that resale value and didn't want his name on paper. Yeah. So, yeah, the resale value. Or he kept it for himself. Whatever. I didn't care. I just know that, hey, you offered it to me. I offered to pay you for it. You put me in your book. You put my number there. You said I was the only one who'd asked about it so far. So you want to sell it to somebody else, sell it to somebody else. But don't expect me to come back in your store and give you repeat business after that. Why? Let me ask you something. Why on earth would you be a glutton for punishment and go back to these companies and expect to be treated any differently? Why would you go back to these journalists, these game journalists, and expect to be treated any differently? Mr. Tickle Trunk, what is up, brother? With a $5 Canadian super chat, AAA game studios have been stagnating and creating predatory pricing practices for a decade. Indies have been grabbing that market share. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about the indies either. Indies are going to end up replacing a lot of the lower end companies. Companies, like I said earlier, companies like EA, they aren't going anywhere. But a lot of their smaller little companies are going to go. A lot of their smaller little divisions, they're gone. They're getting released. They're getting fired. They're going. There's no one at BioWare that worked on the original Mass Effect or Mass Effect 2. There's nobody left. There's nobody left that worked on those old games. It's in BioWare in name only. What did you expect? A great, badass, wonderful game? Or something mediocre from the people who bring you mediocre bullshit? Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trump, for that $5 Canadian super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla. And brother, this one's just for you. We're going to set the dragon loose this morning. Skull! Olds Gamer 72 Cutlass, Bunko Land. Dude, I bought so much shit from them. It was unreal. I remember when I got my very first PS Link cable.
What's a PS Link cable, Loki?
We were playing Command and Conquer. Which one was it? Red Alert? I think it was Red Alert. And Red Alert comes with 2 discs. So you can put one in one PlayStation. You can put one in another PlayStation. You can link the 2 PlayStations and you can play on 2 TVs. And we were playing versus with link cables for the original PlayStation. It was fun as hell, blowing people up and nuking them. Thank you so very much, Old Gamer 72 Cutlass, for that $5 super chat, brother. Bunko Land for the win. And this one is just for you. Long live the fighters. Skull! Ironcaster said people need to learn that a studio is composed of people. The Capcom that made Mega Man on the NES isn't the same anymore. No, it's not. The Capcom that made Street Fighter isn't the same anymore. Those guys are gone. They've been gone. The guys who made Street Fighter 6, totally different people. It's a totally different environment over there now. This is not the same people. This is not the same company. Okay? You know what? I was disappointed with Street Fighter 5. When Street Fighter 5 came out, I was like, dude, this game sucks. What in the hell is wrong with them? Street Fighter 6 is worse. Street Fighter 6 is worse than Street Fighter 5 was. I can get in and play all kinds of super cool shit on Street Fighter 5 now. Why did I need to wait 6 years to have a good experience on Street Fighter 5? Why wasn't it a good experience when it came out? Why isn't Street Fighter 6 a good experience? Because Capcom's is acting like a bunch of bitches. That's why. The way they've gone after people for outfits, the way they've gone after people for mods, the way they've gone after people, they just don't care. And they're not coming out with good stuff. Do you know what you have to do to get Cammy's OG outfit? Do you know how much you have to pay? You realize how much money you have to pay just to get her old outfit. It's like $5 just for the outfit. And you can't just go in and buy it. You have to do shop money. You have to do in-game shop money that you have to pay real dollars for. You could buy costumes with your game points that you just earned playing the game on Street Fighter 5. You could literally go in and you could buy the costumes with just the game points you were earning for playing the game and beating the game. Now, nope, all that shit's turned off. Got to pay real money. Mahogany draws the $2 super chat. Hey everyone, new video right after this. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. Keep kicking ass and taking names, Mahogany. And thank you for your $2 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright. What are we going to do for Mac this morning? What are we going to do for Mac? Oh, we got another one from Psychodorf 9 too. So we're going to combine them. We are going to combine them. Hells, I'm replaying Destroy All Humans too. The remaster, that remaster's fun as shit. I had a great time with that. Both of you guys, Mahogany Draws, Psychodorf 9, you guys keep the fires burning bright here on Valhalla. And this one is just for you, gentlemen. Skull!
A dollar? I've never seen a dollar. Nobody's got a dollar. Let us see the dollar. There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill. Holy crap. Why did I do that? Oh, there's everybody. Why is it like not pulling up my chat? Okay. Sorry, folks, for those technical difficulties. We're going to send you over to Mahogany's when the show's over. Loki, do you have a favorite indie game? Favorite of all time? Was probably, oh man. It was either the original. Okay, so there's two games I played that I like was there for the whole development. Two indie games I played that I was there for the entire development of the game from start to finish. One was Subnautica. The other one was The Long Dark. I played through both games for like a decade or more. I can't remember how long either one of those has been out. I know I was still in Texas before I moved to Branson. That would have been 2015. So about 10 years ago, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. But I remember I played Long Dark and I played Subnautica before I moved to Branson. And I had those on Steam. So I can probably pull my Steam library up and tell you when I purchased. Let me see if Subnautica's on. Subnautica there, is it? No, it's going to be way down there. Okay. So, Subnautica, oh, there it is. Subnautica. When did I purchase you? When show me when. June 2nd. No, it's not going to show me that. Load more activity. I wonder if how far it'll go. No, it's only going back to 2019. I know I had it before 2019. So, it sucks there's no way to like see when you bought it. I'm quiet. Don't blow up on me. 182.5 hours on record. Doesn't show me when I bought it though, does it? No. Okay. Well, screw that. I'm going to spend it all day on that. It's one of those two. Long Dark or Subnautica. I loved both of them. I don't like Subnautica 2. And I hated Subnautica 2. I absolutely hated it. It started out fun, but it quickly became not fun. So, but I love both of those. I love both those, Long Dark and Subnautica. Max Redstone, let's talk about Commodore 64. Can we talk about the Commodore 64? I'm dying to talk about the Commodore 64. Did you love your Commodore 64? Thanks. There's some systems that, man, and yeah, this guy does have a Commodore 64. He does. I've seen it. So I still owe you games, don't I? I got some games for you, Mark. I gotta send you. Holy crap. Okay, so let's get set up for Machiny. We're gonna redirect you guys. I think I should be able to do this if it's on a upcoming, and yes, it is. It is on an upcoming. Okay, so since he's doing a deal like that, I can send you guys over there because we're going to be done here in a minute. Let me know, guys. Let me know if you think that this needs to be purged, that the gaming industry needs a good purge. I think it's in dire need of a good purge. One of the things that led to the innovation of Nintendo was Atari got purged. There was a huge gaming dump. They literally went out and dumped games in the desert, in trash heaps. I think it's high time that the AAA industry gets its ass handed to each other. I think it's about time. I think it's coming because people are tired. I'm not gonna be called an Istino Obniazzi by a company and ever give them money again. I'm just not. I'm not gonna give them my money. It's the same with Disney. Disney wants to point their fingers at us and call us all these names and say we're the root of all evil and blah 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 blah. You don't get my money. You don't. You don't get to have my money. I'm not gonna give you my money. Someone else can give you their money. I'm not. It's a principle. It's the principle of it. So you don't get my money. Ubisoft, you don't get my money. You don't get my time. You don't get my effort. And speaking of time, we are at the end of our hour. Thank you so very much, everybody out there, for hanging out, watching the show, being a part of Valhalla. You guys keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright, each and every one of you, each and every day. Thank you. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. We'll see you tomorrow on the Weekend Review. No 7 Kinds of Mischief tonight because we're going to go see Deadpool at 7. Take care, everybody. Where is it? Ironcaster, where did you go? Really? Really? Really?
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe and hammer that notification bell.